It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, a good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. It is the Fish Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala, this morning with a sore throat, if you can hear it in my voice. No, I'm not just waking up. My co-host says, it sounds like you're just waking up. No, I've been awake for a while. The proverbial whatever it is that goes around this time of the year. I haven't been sick in, my gosh, many years. Unfortunately for me, when it happens, it's very brief. It started yesterday, and I think I'm about 3/4 of the way over it already now. Anyway, this morning I have Pam Worth. She's one of the top kayak anglers here in Florida with me. Thank you so much for joining me, Miss Pam. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. I always like hanging with you on Sunday mornings.
It's really an honor and a privilege to have you on with me because you bring a unique perspective to the table right there, literally at the water's edge, and some hair-raising stories to go with it as well. I think of the one picture.
Weekend,
go ahead.
I was going to say this weekend is no exception. It was crazy this weekend. We were fishing a tournament up out of Yankeetown, and pre-fishing Friday was good. I fished all day in the rain, which I don't mind. But Saturday during the tournament, I don't know if you know, we had tornado warnings. A lot of us were camping. It was a crazy event.
I traveled to the city of Okeechobee yesterday. Dear friend of mine passed away unexpectedly, and they had services for him there. The reason I bring it up is on the way out there, it felt like a hurricane on the way out there. Wind had to have been blowing 30, 40 miles an hour with gusting sometimes 50 miles an hour. I look up in the sky and I see the clouds racing by. So something was going on. I wasn't really paying attention to the weather forecast for yesterday, but something was happening around the state. And then you telling me that they were under tornado watch and things of that nature, that just kind of lines up with what I was seeing yesterday. It was really weird. It really was.
Yeah,
it was.
We fished in it.
It
Us
was,
in our Tupperware containers, we were out there fishing in it.
It reminded me a little bit of when a hurricane comes in. Just the very first part of the hurricane as it comes in. That's what it reminded me. I kept looking up going, oh my gosh, this looks like a hurricane coming in. So yeah, it was some crazy weather going on yesterday. Now today, according to NOAA, excuse me as I'm clearing my throat and trying to fight the sore throat. NOAA says the seas are going to be 2 to 3 feet. It looks like a nice day for boating. So you can get out there and enjoy yourself. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on with regard to the map, to the radar map. Bringing Florida back into the picture here is because my silly computer refreshes without me asking it to. Now, we look pretty clean on your side as well, I take it.
It's beautiful today.
Yeah.
It's a day I should be fishing a tournament. The downside is it's jaybird blue skies, not a breeze.
Yeah.
It's when I checked the temperature, it was about 52.
Yeah, we were 58 when I got up this morning. I'm going, wait a minute, what happened? Who turned the AC on? Yeah, it was very, very brisk, but I will tell you that according to the weather, it's going to get up to the 80s, so it's one of those crazy days where you wake up and it's really cool in the morning, and then, oh my gosh, the oven is on. So just prepare yourself. Now, I do want to warn you, if you're going to go to the beaches today, there's a warning that there may be sea lice and there may be man-o-war, so be aware. If you're going to go to the beach today, keep your eyes open. Very little risk of riptide. And the other thing you just want to be aware of is some of the beaches around here have rocks. So just, as long as you use some common sense, you can go out there, you have a great time, come back with all of your fingers and all of your toes and no cuts on your body. No stings from man-o-wars and no lice eating into your skin. You can go out there and have a good time and really enjoy it. And it's going to be a gorgeous day. I'm going to be up in Jupiter today. That's a little, I say Jupiter, and people who are not familiar with Florida, there's a city called Jupiter here in Florida. I'm not going to the planet. I'm going to the city here in Florida. We're going to be going to Jupiter. My daughter graduated university actually yesterday. Got a bachelor's degree in social science. She is somebody who has a heart for other people, a selfless, serving individual. She wants to be a social worker. So she picked up her BS in social yesterday. Congratulations. And today we're going to be celebrating on the beach. She rented a pavilion, and we're going to be out there celebrating on the beach. So we're going to enjoy it. I'm going to be out there right on the water.
It's going to be a beautiful day for it.
So far, so good. And Robert, who normally joins me in the next couple of minutes, he's out on vacation, so Robert won't be with us this morning. So this first...
Is he down in the Keys?
I think that's where he said he was headed. Either that or up in with the Arnolds. So it's one of the two. I don't recall. He has some friends of his that go by the... Can't remember the first name, but I remember the last name because I knew some people with the same name down in Miami. So it's one of the two. So he'll join us next week. And tell me a little bit about... you were doing the tournament you mentioned earlier, I think, and I don't know if it's the same one. Is it the same one that was going on with Manny? Is that that tournament?
The same one that was going on with what? I'm sorry, I lost the last word.
It's the same. Is it this tournament that Manny put on that you were in?
No. Manny's was last weekend. That's why I couldn't join you on the radio.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so tell me a little bit about
last weekend.
Tell me a little bit about that.
And
how did that go?
It was awesome. It was her first time. This is her fourth year putting it on. It's a benefit for CCA's Youth Scholarship Awards, and we had a great turnout. It's the first year she's added kayaks to it, so I appreciate her doing that.
Wow!
And it was a great turnout. It was chilly when I pre-fished. I think it was 37 degrees out.
Ouch!
On that Friday. I know. I look like what is that? Either the Stay Puff muffin type thing or the Goodyear blimp. I mean, I have probably had 6 layers of clothes on, and I'm not exaggerating.
Oh, my.
Thank gosh. For some reason, I just said, I'll bring my extra tough boots, the high ones. I am so glad.
Wow. Because
that way my feet stayed dry. But it was a great tournament. I found a spot that I'd never fished before, and it was a good spot. Caught some nice fish on pre-fishing. Then when I went back for the tournament, I lost my first 4 fish, and one was a monster. I was so upset. But, that's tournament fishing. But I hung in there. I was like gonna kind of throw in the towel, but I hung in there, and I ended up with biggest redfish out of the tournament.
Wow.
Yeah.
Many times I've said one of the reasons I like to take the grandkids fishing, fishing in a way kind of helps you deal with life, so to speak. You just brought up a very good point. You had a monster and it got away from you. The disappointment and the emotions that follow that. It's the same thing that happens to us in life. There are something that we're looking forward to. It looks like it's going to happen, and for whatever reason it doesn't happen. And we have to deal with that circumstance, just like we have to deal with losing that monster. I'm looking forward to that fish. That was going to make it for me. Doggone it.
I know. I already was going to sing.
but
it was on a spoon, which is a type I never lose a fish on. And it was like, how you have like lucky clothes. Fishermen are like this. You have lucky clothes.
Yep.
That was my lucky spoon, and I've had it for 3 years now. And it just got to the point where the hook broke.
Wow.
Like you say, it was my own fault. I should have changed out, put another spoon on. Those Johnson spoons last forever. But, it is what it is.
It's always easy to say I could have, I should have, I could have after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, there's a parallel there. There's you're out. I say a lot of times, you go fishing, it's kind of like playing the lottery. I know that, like you will focus, you'll target a specific species, but there's no guarantee that you're going to get that. You may end up with something bigger. You may end up with something smaller. So in a way, it's kind of like the lottery, or you may end up with nothing. That is the lottery.
Yeah.
Where you end up with anyway. So it kind of, in my life experience anyway, it kind of taught me a little bit about life in the sense that I'm going to go fishing and I'm expecting to catch this fish and I don't catch that fish. Now, how do I deal with that? Does that ruin my day for the rest of the day? Or do I come to the understanding that, okay, well, this is part of life, and you just work on it and there'll be another time. We'll do it another time. So this is how I relate fishing with holding your family together, having something that acts as the glue to keep the relationships going, because you're all experiencing the same thing at the same time, and you're all sharing a different perspective of that. And so when you're conversing back and forth, you see how the other person is experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing, even though it's coming out differently. And through that intimacy, if you will, of discussing, hey, I caught this fish, or can you help me with that, or can you do this for me? Through that, you become closer in your relationship. There's an all-out war. And I know people have said to me, you really shouldn't say this. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize. There's a war in the family, people, and we have to do what we can to keep our families together. There is an all-out war to just literally destroy our families. And if you think that's an exaggeration, all you got to do is turn on the TV and just listen to what's going on around us. So we, as parents, me as a grandparent, I will do whatever I can to help support the relationships between my grandparent and my grandchildren and my children. I have kind of a learning curve over the kids because I've already helped raise the children. So I've got kind of a learning curve where they're still learning about certain things, but they know how I feel about the fishing thing. And they know how I feel about how important it is every day, one time a week, every week, one time, we all get together as a family to enjoy each other, to continue in building that relationship. And this is what fishing has been for me. This is why I love doing this show. I constantly learn about fishing, but I know that deep down inside, somebody somewhere is going to hear what we're talking about, and they're going to take us up on it, and relationships will start becoming stronger, and families will have a better chance of surviving this all-out onslaught on us. So anything that I can do to bring that about, I'm going to do. And I know you feel the same way, that you're very family-oriented. And people that come on, yeah. I would say, I'm guessing, but I would say 95% of the people feel the same way I do. They have a family. They want to keep their family together. They see this as an opportunity to explore further discussions when they're out there doing what they're doing and enjoying each other's company. It's just everybody wins. It's that kind of a deal. That's the kind of, in my business life, those are the kind of deals I try to do, where I win and the customer wins. Because when you do that, the customer comes back. It doesn't, it's not rocket science. And when you do it in society, what happens is the society begins to get its moral compass built back up again. It's my personal opinion. I just think that the moral compass in this country has gone by the wayside for a lot of people. They just don't have any morals. They do the craziest and most insane things. We, myself included, I see it as we do whatever we can possibly do that will help our families, and we enjoy it. I mean, there's no question that you enjoy fishing. Otherwise, you wouldn't go through what you go through. There's a lot of work involved in what you do. Getting out, cleaning the kayak, getting out all your equipment, making sure the equipment's working right. It's fun and it's enjoyable, but there is work that is involved. Again, this is all a way of training children that are growing up. This is what's going to happen in life. Son, daughter, it's going to be fun, but you're going to have to work to make it fun. You want to have the fun, you're going to have to make it work.
Any sport is like that. That's why sports were such a big part of our family. And each child that I have picked a different sport, which meant I had to be 3 places on one weekend at the same time.
Been there.
But I think sports, especially for women, sports teaches you not to be catty. It teaches you to support the weakest player, to make that player better. If you're on a team, and team sports are really important for women. And I agree 100%. And it also lets emotion out. I want to tell you, when I lost that fish, I was a salty sailor with Tourette's. had about a 4-minute pity party too, and then it's like, okay, get back to it.
My youngest daughter she was in 10th grade, and she got turned on to lacrosse. I didn't know what lacrosse was. I didn't have a clue. And so I supported her in whatever way, shape I could. And my son's growing up, played baseball. All the kids, out of the kids that I have, and those of you who are not aware, I used to be a foster parent, and I have 7 children. They're all adopted. No, I don't sit up and watch, what they used to tell me, Johnny Carson. You ever watch Johnny Carson? All my kids are adopted, so they come from 3 different sibling groups. Of the kids that played in sports, they were better suited to deal with life than the ones that didn't. And again, I think like you said, it kind of prepares you. You see it firsthand, and then you experience it, and then you have to deal with it. I thought I was going to hit a home run, and I struck out, Dad, crying to me. I can't believe it, Dad, I struck out. I know I was going to hit a home run. Hey, this is part of life. You got up there, you tried, you did. There's going to be another time. This is not the end of the world. To them it is, at that moment. But you're there telling them and expressing to them, this is not the end of the world. There's more to come.
It depends. Yeah, and it depends how parents handle it. We've all heard about the, little league parents. If you turn around and blame the coach and blah blah blah, you got to tell you can't be that parent. You got to support your kids emotionally, but they need to work it out. You've got to give them the opportunity to work it out. Otherwise, they become entitled the rest of their life.
Yeah, I think it's Robert that says that. You put down the X boxes and pick up the tackle boxes. It's going to be a greater, well, maybe not greater, but it's going to be a great experience for you and your child, especially if you're doing it with your one of your kids, whether it's a daughter or a son. When I take the, I cheat now. When I take the grandkids fishing, I got some. I can't remember what Captain Clyde will be on later today, and he'll tell me what they call them. It's like a leader or something. It's a lure. Gosh, I can't think of what he called it. Anyway, they're like little worms. When I took them fishing prior to this, I would go pick up worms and cut the worm and put the worm on the hook, and fingers get all gooey and sticky. And now I don't do that. I just put the bobber on, put this thing on, throw it out there, and move it around a little bit, and they catch fish, and they have such a good time. Their eyes light up. You can see that they're having a good time. There's no faking about any of it. They're excited. When my granddaughter hooked her first fish, I thought she's going to have to go to the bathroom. She was so excited. I was worried she's going to wet her pants. She was literally screaming. This was before the fish got out of the water. When the fish got out of the water, it was a different story. But the experience is like burned in my mind. And I know that the experience is burned in her mind as well. So whether she's 12, which she is today, or 24 or 30, so whatever that might be, she's going to remember that at any given time. Oh, I remember going fishing with Poppy and catching that fish, and I was so happy. This is why I do this show, in hopes that people will do this with their family. I'm not trying to attract professionals. I'm not anywhere near a professional. I'll be the first to tell you. I'm an amateur, and I'm proud of it. But I learn, and I keep my mind open, and I let people share. And through that sharing, I get a perspective. And through that perspective, it may help me when I go out there and do my fishing. But really, the reason that I love doing this show is because of the experience that I had growing up and how it held my family together, and how I hope and pray that there's people out there who hear it and will take us up on the offer. Take your kids fishing. It doesn't cost a lot of money. I mean, if you want to be a professional now, that's a different story. But just to go fishing, you can pick up a fishing rod for, I think, probably $10, $15. If you really want to, what do they call it, be frugal?
Really? Well, stop. You can pick up a cane pole for $10
That's what I was about to say. Oh, is cane poles are that much now?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm thinking like you go to a Walmart or something, you can find a cheap little rod and reel for $10 or $15. I would think that you could find that. But I was going to say that if you want to really be frugal, get a cane pole. That's what my first fishing pole was, a cane pole. And I caught a lot of fish with that little monster. And then I moved to a Zebco. Do you remember Zebco?
Yeah. No, because it's the same thing. My first fishing pole, we fished off the intercoastal because I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. And I have 6 brothers and sisters. So I remember going out and getting cane poles. We each got to pick our own. And the guy showed us how to rig them. And we thought we were all cool stuff, right? And then we moved on to the intercoastal. We each got the first thing is Zebco, which immediately rusted out.
Oh.
I mean, because none of us, little kids, we didn't care for them.
Yeah.
But that's why I still don't do conventional. I'm still a spinning kind of person because I like that, that Zebco to the spinning reel. That was my transition.
Oh, my. All right. Well, that's what happens when we're having fun. We're up against the clock, and we're going to take a break. And don't go away because we will not be gone very long. Let me see if I can find it here. And when we come back, let's see, who do we have lined up when we come back? We have Rob Robinson. Is it Rob? Yeah, Rob Robinson. His nickname is BobCat. He's going to tell us about Forever Outdoors on Facebook and what he does. Very interesting young man. has a very inspiring story, and I want to be able to share it with you. I think, get your tissues out for the next guy. Here we go.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What's up, Ricky Dillon here at the largest social media gathering in the world. So the internet is an amazing place, but sometimes it can be a not so great place with online bullying and trolling and stuff. Have you ever seen online bullying before?
Unfortunately, it's kind of common. Online, people can hide behind the internet.
Those comment sections can be a little
harsh.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's a good word for it.
I've been called many homophobic names.
I felt embarrassed. I felt humiliated. It made me stop liking myself.
What if I told you there is something that you can use anytime that you see bullying online that calls attention to it in a nice way? Like, hey, that's not nice.
I wish that was the thing.
It's this! So anytime that you see any kind of hate online, go into your phone, go into the symbol section, post this I, and it says that that's bullying. That's not nice. So would you post this if you saw someone bullying someone?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like a lot more mature way to handle the situation.
Find the emoji in your phone, send it to 5 of your friends, and let them know what it means to be a witness.
Go to eyewitnessbullying.org to learn more about the emoji.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped, even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion: air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, we are back. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. It is the Fish Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala. Thank you so very much to each and every one of you who have taken the time to get on Facebook and give us a like. There's many different ways you can listen to the show. The easiest, the most... I guess the easiest, I'll just stick with the easiest, is to download our app. The app is absolutely free. It's free to download, free use. It's a powerful tool you can have in the palm of your hand. It's not just to listen to the show. It's far, far more than that. Listening to the show is like tip of the iceberg, if you will. It's just so many things that you can do. So that's the easiest way you can listen to the show. The next way you can listen to the show is if you are a Facebook fanatic. You can go on Facebook, find us. It's the Fish Florida Show on Facebook. Click on Contact Us, and you are linked directly to our live server. Still fighting about the website. I'll have a website up here sometime in the next couple of weeks. I may wait until the new year with all this going on with the holidays and all of that. But we eventually will have the website back up. There are archives listed. If you go to the Facebook page, you'll see a link on the Facebook page for the archives. The archives are on YouTube. The website that I had a link to all the YouTube archives. So I'll be redoing that. Now, just out of curiosity, while we were on break, I decided to go to Walmart.com and just take a look at some of the fishing poles. They do have them for as little as $10 to $12. They call it a portable fishing rod, a collapsible, telescoping portable fishing rod. So I wasn't too far off. It doesn't have to be expensive. What we're doing here and what we're building when you're doing this is not so much the money as much as it is the relationships that you're having. You're strengthening those relationships. And in doing that, I in my experience, it makes life a lot better for everybody. Anyway, we're back. I have Pam Worth. She's one of the top kayak anglers here in Florida with me. Thank you for joining me, Ms. Pam.
Thank you. Thanks for the invitation. I appreciate it.
And my next guest is Rob Robinson. They call him the BobCat. Rob has a very interesting and very inspiring story, and I wanted him to share that with us. Rob is also known as, I think it's the turkey hunter. Good morning, Rob. How are you, my friend?
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing well. Go ahead, Pam.
Trying to stay warm.
Now, what part? I think you're in Florida, right? Are you in Florida? Hey, Rob.
And me?
Yeah.
And me, I'm in Mississippi.
Okay. So you're probably cold as well then.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly.
I wanted you to share with the listeners what you and I talked about, which I thought was an amazing story, an absolutely amazing story that huh?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, it displays how one human can care for another human that's not even related to in any way, shape, or form, and literally give life back to another human. So let's talk for a couple of seconds about that, Rob. Kind of explain what went down.
Okay, well, it's not a fishing story, but it's kind of a hunting story. My sister lived in Kansas, and I started going to Kansas deer hunting, and after a few years seeing turkeys out there, I decided to take up turkey hunting. And the second year I turkey hunted in Kansas, I killed the state record turkey as number 7 in the world. And
wow.
That was a pretty big deal. So I decided, well, I've heard these folks talk about the Grand Slam of turkey hunting. So the next year I went out to western Kansas, knocked on the door, and got permission to hunt. And 3 years later, I'm knocking on that door again. This time I asked him to pitch a tent in his yard. He invites me to stay in his house. His name is Gil Alexander. And but I pitched a tent out in his yard for 5 days. I'm hunting. He's farming. We have some meals together. He lets me shower. And this time he's on home dialysis. And when I left, we stayed in contact. And the next year I got tested as a match, and I donated him a kidney.
Oh, like no big deal. The next year I donated a kidney. Like it's no big deal. You were instrumental, a vital component of giving this gentleman his life back, and that is inspiring. And by the way, prior to all of this, you didn't know this guy, right? This was a stranger. Am I right?
No, sir. I knew him for 5 days. And there's just so many things that led to this guy putting us together. I don't really see color. I just see good people. I'm a white guy from Mississippi. He was a black farmer from western Kansas.
Now
his great-grandfather was a slave. Born a slave in Mississippi.
Go ahead.
Sir?
Go ahead.
His great-grandfather was born a slave in Mississippi and migrated to Kansas and became a buffalo soldier.
Lord have mercy. See, that goes against the grain of what is being told today in our country, that there's a great racial divide and that people of one color don't like people of another color. Here's your evidence that that's a bunch of nonsense. I know that you can find people who feel like that. I'm not going to argue that point, but I'm saying generally speaking, that's not true. People care about people, and this is your evidence right here. Somebody he didn't even know, a stranger, but he found it in his heart and was led to donate a kidney and provide life for somebody else. This isn't, I went to his house and I gave him some flowers or I bought him a dinner. Or, part of giving life back to somebody, it's extremely inspiring. And the other thing I wanted to ask you about, which I thought was really interesting, it all started over turkey hunting. And you mentioned you got the biggest turkey. Did you ever get the Grand Slam?
I did. It took me 10 years. I
Lord
finally
have mercy.
got down to Florida. I actually have 4 Grand Slams now.
Wow. So Florida did it for you, huh?
Yes, sir. It took me 10 years. And the same year I needed 1 turkey to get my Grand Slam, the Osceola. The year I came to Florida, I ended up getting 2. So I ended up, started out trying to get 1 Grand Slam, but since I killed 2 Osceolas, I went and tried to get a Grand Slam in a single season, and it all worked out.
What's a Grand Slam?
There's 4 different kinds of turkeys. Eastern species are on the eastern side of the United States, and then you go to Rios, which is kind of in Midwest, and you go out west, they're called Merriam's. But Florida has a turkey called the Osceola, and it's only found in parts of Florida, and folks charge big money. I mean, up to $3,000 to come to Florida to kill this turkey.
Are you kidding me?
Of course, a lot of people.
Seriously? $3,000? Wait a minute, I got to go back a second here. I thought $3,000 to go hunting?
To kill a turkey.
Lord
that
have
weighs
mercy.
20 pounds.
Good gravy. I think I'd rather go to the store. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to Publix.
I had no idea that it was that kind of demand.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And so when you pay $3,000, you get 1 bird? Is that what it is? Or you may not,
Yes.
and you're just paying $3,000 to go hunt. Is that what it is? Or you pay the $3,000 if you get a bird?
No, it's $3,000. They pretty much, if you pay $3,000, you're gonna kill a turkey. They're gonna make sure of that.
Is this
Wow.
on private property? Are these wild
Yes,
or farm
private
raised?
property.
And they're wild.
Private property.
And it's wild, right? They're not
Yeah.
farm raised.
No. But
Wow.
somebody may be farm raising them for $3,000 a piece.
Lord have mercy. Wow.
Yeah.
So it was 4 different kinds of turkeys. And
Mhm.
and what's the time spread? Do you have to have them within a certain amount of time?
No. It's not a time thing.
Oh. Wow.
But there's more different kinds of turkeys like in Mexico and stuff. But the Grand Slam is the 4 turkeys in the United States, and Florida has one that's only can be found in Florida.
Oh, I got news for you.
That's pretty cool.
I live in Florida. We got lots of turkeys. They come down. They come down every winter. Oh, Lord have mercy. I didn't mean that.
But
You guys.
for my love of the outdoors and me donating a kidney, I formed Forever Outdoors, where our main mission is to promote organ donation, and we take veterans and kids, organ donors and recipients hunting and fishing and outdoor adventures wherever we can make things happen. We've done several adventures in Florida, even a couple this year. We took Army veteran or Navy veteran who had a kidney transplant, took him down to Lake Loch Loosa alligator hunting.
Wow.
Took a Purple Heart recipient down to Apalachicola red snapper fishing. He's a Vietnam veteran. And just trying to network all over with people who wouldn't mind doing adventures for people. And I'm trying to turn my house into a lodge here in Mississippi to do these kind of things as a home base. And I'm just trying to I need help making things happen. And I hope this gets out to people who's willing to help me try to make my dreams come true so I can help other people.
Well, like I said before you came on, extremely inspiring. The man not only speaks the speak, he walks the speak. So if there's any way, shape, or form that you think you can help him, you can find more information about him. Go on Facebook and look up Forever Outdoors on Facebook, and you get some more information there. This is where everybody wins. It's just one of those deals. And those of you who listen to me know this is the kind of thing that I help promote in any way, shape, or form I can. Where everybody wins, my goodness, heck yeah. I'll help in any way I can to do that. So go on Facebook, look for Forever Outdoors on Facebook, and you can get a little bit more information about what he does and see how you can help. Everybody pitching together, it doesn't take much, really. There's so many of us. It would literally take a very little bit from each one of us, something we probably wouldn't even miss to help promote this. So
we have 70,000 people on our page, and we've signed up over 12,000 people to be organ donors. There's a place to sign up to be an organ donor on our page. My recipient, Gil Alexander, he had 5 extra years of life. He's been gone for 2.5 years, but what a blessing to be able to have 5 extra years of life.
Wow. Absolutely. And you played a vital part of that. And that, like I said, I find it inspiring. It is heartwarming. That kind of story is the kind of story that some people will hear and will inspire them, to move in a positive direction and help someone else in doing that. So I know we talked briefly about your hunting escapades. Do you do fishing?
Oh, I love to fish. I mean, I've got more into fishing now than I live 45 minutes from Grenada Lake, I just started crappie fishing. Grenada Lake is one of the best lakes in the world for a big crappie.
Wow.
But
we're going to have...
I haven't done a whole lot of saltwater fishing, but I've been a couple of times offshore, and I love that too. I'm just about catching any kind of species of fish I can.
We're going to have Captain Clyde on here in a little while. We call him the Croppy Psychic. He knows all about crappie. He knows how to catch them. You could be sitting next to him, not catching anything, and he would be picking them up one after the other.
Yeah.
That's why they call him the Psychic. So if you're able to tune in or hang on about an hour before he comes back on, he's going to tell us a little bit about how he does what he does and that kind of thing. I really enjoy, he has trailers. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier, Pam, trailers. And I put the trailers on the hook. That way I didn't have to put the worms on the hook. And he has these things called trailers that I take my grandkids fishing. I just put the trailer, nothing else, on the hook, and a bobber so they can tell when it's biting. They throw it out there, and then they just move it around a little bit to attract some attention, and bam, they get a hit. They get a little, what do we call them, brim or whatever they're called here. I can't remember what the heck they call them, but they catch the little fishes.
Little cracker.
Yeah. So he has a whole line of these things that if you're going to go freshwater fishing, take a look at his site. I think it's called the Croppy Psychic online. He's got a website. I think that's what it's called, Croppy Psychic. But he's got a whole bunch of stuff for crappie fishing, and he's well known in the circles of crappie fishing for what he does. He actually, he'll tell us a little bit later about it, but I think he's being paid by a university to teach kids how to fish. How do you like that? You go to school and learn how to fish.
Awesome.
All right, my friend, I want to thank you for taking the time to call in. Anything else that you want to share with us before you go? I got about a minute or so.
One thing that really helps us is I use Facebook to network and, like the page and invite all your friends. You can just make that snowball, and you just never know who that may touch. And like I said, I'm trying to turn my house to do these adventures. I started a registry at Bed Bath & Beyond to get some basic things we need, and it's listed under Rob Robinson under housewarming. So if folks would like to help, that would be awesome.
So that's Bed Bath & Beyond. It's listed under Rob Robinson. If you think that you can help, you can go there and go on. I think you can do it online too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So you don't have to necessarily go into one of the stores. Just do it online.
No.
So you do it out of the comfort of your home, and you're helping other people, and everybody wins. That's the kind of deals I like to do. Anyway, let me give my my co-host an opportunity to say goodbye to you, and then we're going to go to a break. I want to thank you for taking the time to call in. Go ahead, Pam.
Thank you for your inspiration and everything that you do. That's an incredible story. Stay well, my friend.
Thank y'all so much for having me, and maybe we'll meet up and do some fishing sometime.
Hot dog. Well, looking forward to that, my friend. God bless you. Enjoy your day, and don't go away, my friends. We won't be gone very long. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
From the author of Silent Steps and Haunted, Finding an Explanation for the Unknown, comes a story so chilling it will haunt you for years to come. Krista is a young woman escaping her past, running away from her family, her traumas, and her God, hoping to find a new life in a different town. But when she is forced to make a horrible choice, she comes to realize malevolent entities have controlled the true darkness she has been a part of. That is when her real terror begins. Penitence is disturbing and evocative. It will tear down the walls between what is real and what is nightmare. Penitence is the new novel by the man called the new master of speculative fiction, Ira Robinson. Find it and all of his books at his website, originalworlds.com.
Do you own a laser printer, copier, or a fax? Well then, listen close to this announcement. Laser Technologies has been providing high-quality, frustration-free toner cartridges that are guaranteed not to harm your equipment for over 20 years. Laser Technologies will save you on your supplies with high-quality and fast delivery. Savings up to 50%. Laser Technologies supplies toner, imaging drums, developer, and cartridges for most of the major brands. For a price quote, send an email to service@laser-technologies.com. Include your printer make and model for your part number. Call us at 561-792-9600. That's 561-792-9600. Laser Technologies, providing 100% of the quality at a fraction of the price. 561-792-9600.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today. 561-793-9992. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, where your pet gets celebrity treatment.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
Dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I grabbed my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida where the sun shines all day.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, we are back. Good morning to you if you're just joining us. You missed out on quite a bit. And I will have a link up on our Facebook page to the archives. I don't have the web page up yet, but we will have links for the archives up on the Facebook page. You can look on Facebook and find the Fish Florida Show, and you'll see a link for the archives here. Many different ways you can listen to us. The easiest of all of them is to download the app. We have an absolutely free app that you can download, free to download, free to use. It drives me crazy. I don't know how many of them are left, but several times in my experience, I see this thing is free to download, and I would download it. And it was free to download, but then you go to use it, it's a different story. You have to pay something in order to be able to use it. We don't do that. It's absolutely free to download, free to use, and the easiest of all the ways to listen to the show. If you're a Facebook fanatic, you can go on Facebook. Please give us a like. The Fish Florida Show on Facebook. Give us a like, and if you click on Contact Us, you will be connected to the live server, and you can listen to us that way as well. Let's see, what other? You can actually go to our network. Our network is latenightinthemidlands.com, www.latenightinthemidlands.com. That is our network page. You can go there and listen as well. So we do make it easy as we can for you to catch the show. Sundays, 8 to 10 a.m., as I'm fighting this thing in my throat. Actually, I'm feeling a lot better this morning. I was really concerned I was not going to be able to do the show this morning. It was catching up to me pretty quick last night. So I popped some D3, vitamin D3, 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C over a 3-hour period, and did a little gargling before I went to bed. Gee, I can't even talk. And I woke up this morning and a little sore. I mean, I think it's gotten better since when I first talked to you. Right, Pam? When I first talked to you, it sounded like, oh.
Yeah, it sounded like you just woke up.
Yeah, and so it's getting a little smoother.
I had to ask if you're still in your PJs.
No, I had already been out and walked the dog and done my thing and come back. It's just that we're a little sore this morning, but it's getting better as the day goes on. So thank you, God. I appreciate that. So as I mentioned, the easiest of all of these is to download our app. Well, we wouldn't be able to have the app if we didn't have someone called Victoria. Victoria is the one who is the founder of all of this. She's the one that I give thanks to. Without Victoria, there wouldn't be no Fish Florida Show. There would be no Fish Florida app and all of the things that go with the Fish Florida app. So I asked her to give us a call this morning, kind of give us an update. Good morning, Miss Victoria. How are you, my dear?
Well, good morning, guys. I'm doing good on this beautiful day.
Welcome back to the show. We always appreciate anything that you have to say and any updates.
Well, thank you for having me.
So we talked a while back about, I don't know if it's come out or not. I downloaded the app, and it's different than the one I had before. Is that the latest version now, or is there a new version coming out on top of that?
Well, this is, I do update it, and I do the design changes and stuff quite often. But we are going to be coming out. We are going to have a new app developed. That's going to be, probably a little bit more ahead of the times. So it's going to be really, really sophisticated.
Well, I want to tell you that the latest version, it was really impressive. The way that you put it together. I like how the new version works versus the one that I had previous. I don't know how many versions back that is, but I downloaded it probably a year or 2 years ago. I don't know. And I never did update it. So this one is completely different, much easier on the eyes, very pleasant, easy to navigate, and very impressive, very impressive. Great job.
Oh, thanks. It, with the app stores and Apple and Google, we used to be like hundreds of apps down. So it's taken us a long time to get like in the top 1% of the Google Play Store and Apple Store. But they give you updates. So, you have to check periodically to update your phone and update your apps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fish Florida, the platform, we have Fish Florida TV on there. We have the Fish Florida Marketplace. That marketplace, whatever you spend from any of our 4,500 retailers, you get up to 20% cash back shopping. Plus, you get to pick from a wide variety of charities that retailer will give a portion of the proceeds to. So that marketplace is really cool, and you can save up to 70% on travel. I think we're 15% cheaper than any of the stores like Kayak and places like that.
Wow.
For travel. And you get 10% off of any NFL tickets, things like that. But it all goes back to charity.
So it's a win-win situation. Yeah, it's free to download. How do you like that?
Yeah, and then we have the Fish Florida Association. I try to, we've got like over 45 member benefits and services, and we really kind of customize a plan for each of the business owners or people that join the association, because everybody's a little different,
So, Victoria, why would somebody want to, I'm not trying to be smart, I want to get the information out there. Why would somebody want to join the association? What advantage would there be to joining this association?
The biggest thing is we have multiple services and benefits and features on there to really save the business owners time and money. So, for example, like a health plan, we offer one of the most affordable health plans out there. Same with all the other insurances and stuff. We can save up to 10 or 15% off the insurance rates and things. So it's all really even the merchant services program that's on there from our partners at BS Bank. That's designed to save you the merchant services fees. So it all adds up. Our setup fee of $199 and $19.95 a month. That's really just a setup fee and service fee. So it's a really good value, and everybody gets to be a part of the Fish Florida marketplace. We have Fish Florida TV, we have the radio shows. I mean, there's just a lot of good stuff out there. On top of that, we're getting ready to, in a couple of weeks, to start working on launching the Cloud Television Club. We're going to have a short films platform all by itself, so there'll be a mobile app just for the short film.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you're supporting, what are they called, producers? Directors of small films?
Indie film producers.
Yeah. So
we're looking at doing a lot shorter content on the mobile app. But, if we do a movie, we'll separate that movie out to 10-minute segments.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that.
That's great. Always moving forward. This is what I like about the Fish Florida and the association itself. Always moving forward, always finding a better way to do something. And the app is a primary example. If you are, depending upon how long you've been listening to the show, I think we're going into our third year now as a Fish Florida show. If you looked at the app when it first came out versus the app today, it's a night and day difference, 180 degrees. It's not. There's no comparison between the two of them. What we had initially was good. What we have now is amazing. So again, it's just evidence that we move forward in a progressive way, constantly finding better ways to do things.
Well, we're partnering with some top people, highly respected people in the fishing industry on the association. So the association and the whole Fish Florida platform is going to be taken to a whole nother level.
Wow. So if somebody wants to join, or if they want to get information about all of this stuff that we've been talking about, where do they do? How do they do? What do they do?
They can go to our Fish Florida Association Facebook page and sign up, or they can go to our website at fishfloridassociation.com, or they can, give me a call. I really like to get to know the people and talk about their business and find out what their needs are, because and some people might say I'm kind of running a charity here, but the thing is that I really am very, very sincerely genuine about helping people with their businesses, and I want to see them grow and have the right marketing tools in their marketing basket. Things like that, are important to me for everybody, the mom and pops especially.
Well, it's the mom and pops that have propped this country up for many, many years. It's not the big corporations. I've said that many times, because they have the money to figure out how not to pay any taxes or anything back. But the mom and pops end up paying. I read an article a while back that said, for every dollar that you spend in the local area, approximately, and if I remember correctly, 63 cents of that dollar remains in the area in some way, shape, or form, either through going back into the neighborhoods through taxation, through the taxes that the small company pays, and then it goes back into help building the infrastructure, whatever that might be. 63 cents of that dollar stays within the local area. When you spend the same dollar with a large corporation, less than 40, I think it is, less than 40 cents stays in the local area. So it's a matter of helping create a situation where everybody wins. When you're dealing with it, I always support small companies. Locally owned small companies are your best bet. You can reach an owner of a small company extremely fast, generally speaking, because they don't look at you as a number like a corporate does. They look at you as a part of their family because they realize how important you are to their business.
And they treat you like family. And they treat you like family.
Yep. Yep. And I think at Pam, isn't it a family-owned company where you work?
Yeah, Tampa Fishing Outfitters, owned by Mr. Lee, is.
Yeah.
It's a family-owned company.
And if I were to have a problem and I walked in, how quickly do you think my problem would be resolved?
A lot of this stuff we exchange right over the counter. There's a number of brands that we exchange right over the counter, which you can't do in a lot of other stores, and especially you can't do if you buy online. Yeah.
So this is one of the advantages of dealing with a small, locally owned company. If there's a problem and the individual can't handle it right there, they always have the option of going to the top, which is very difficult to do that in these corporations, the way that they're built. All they can do is take you to the next tier, and then the next tier, and the next tier. And none of these people typically are going to make a decision because they're afraid. If I make the wrong decision, somebody will fire me or something like that. When you're dealing with a small company, that just doesn't happen.
Joy's there 5, 6, 7 days a week, and she's the daughter of the owner, and she makes total decisions for her store on what we can do for you to help you.
Yeah.
Plus, not only that, you're getting experience. Any small business has hands-on experience on whatever you're buying to best explain how to use it.
Excellent point.
When to use it and things like that.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, Miss Victoria, this is what happens when we're having fun. We're running down. I got about a minute or two left. Anything else you want to tell us about? But any updates that other than the app itself? Have you done any fishing, by the way? Because you're one who's literally on the water.
Actually, Dennis went fishing with Rick Sutherland a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
And, yeah, we had a problem with our boat, so, we're looking for another boat.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, we live right here across from the ocean.
Literally across from the ocean. It's amazing. Beautiful place. Beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah. So, and once I get on the water, you can't get me off. I just love it. I get so addicted.
Well, that's well understood.
It's been a time that I've had to really work hard and do the grind kind of work to put this all together.
Yeah.
But what's really nice is now I'm getting some good support, and I'm going to be able to focus on some other things.
Cool. Well, I want to thank you for taking time to call in. Let Pam say goodbye to you, and then we'll go to a break. I wish you an awesome day, my friend. God bless you.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself, Victoria. Take care of yourself, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What's up, Ricky Dillon here at the largest social media gathering in the world. So the internet is an amazing place, but sometimes it can be a not so great place with online bullying and trolling and stuff. Have you ever seen online bullying before?
Unfortunately, it's kind of common. Online, people can hide behind the internet. Those comment sections can be a little
harsh.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's a good word for it.
I've been called many homophobic names. I felt embarrassed. I felt humiliated. It made me stop liking myself.
What if I told you there is something that you can use anytime that you see bullying online that calls attention to it in a nice way? Like, hey, that's not nice.
I wish that was the thing.
It's this! So anytime that you see any kind of hate online, go into your phone, go into the symbol section, post this I, and it says that that's bullying. That's not nice. So would you post this if you saw someone bullying someone?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like a lot more mature way to handle the situation.
Find the emoji in your phone, send it to 5 of your friends, and let them know what it means to be a witness.
Go to eyewitnessbullying.org to learn more about the emoji.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped, even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion: air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclubb.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, we are back. Good morning to you. Thank you for taking time to join us. It is truly an honor and a privilege to have you here with us and allowing us to share with you some of our experiences and some of the people, some of the guests that come on, the stories that they share with us. This morning I had Rob Robinson, who is a very inspiring story of a young man who went hunting on a stranger's land, got permission to go hunting on a stranger's land, and before it was all over, literally donated a kidney, helped save this man's life through this experience. Anyway, always have very interesting people on. That was quite an inspiring story, and what he's doing and what he continues to do. So let me welcome back my co-host, Pam Worth. She's one of the top kayak anglers here in Florida. Always a pleasure to have you on. Welcome back, my dear.
Thanks so much. I appreciate your invitation to join you.
I didn't realize that you were not sitting still when we were doing it was very quiet. So you did an excellent job of being quiet.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
I want to commend you on that. Good job.
And I didn't hit anybody. I didn't wreck anything.
Oh, my goodness. All right, my next guest is Rachel Stevenson, and Rachel is with www.fishmongerapproved untitled.com. And I'm going to have her explain what all that is about. Good morning, Rachel. How are you?
Hi. Hi, good morning. And just it's Rachel Covello. I'm not sure where she set
I
the
apologize.
last name for the
No,
past.
I completely
No
messed that
worries.
up. Let me take that back.
No worries. It's Rachel Covello, and I'm here with my wife, Margaret Covello, who is the fishmonger.
All right. So tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
So yeah, we run a online Florida seafood magazine called Fishmonger Approved. We've been doing this for the last few months, and it's really taken off. We like to cover anything about seafood, from sourcing, filleting, cooking, and dining out. Margaret is the fishmonger. I like to call her my Florida fishmonger. She used to run a seafood shack in St. Petersburg, Florida, and she now uses her skills and knowledge to provide, access to people all over Florida with fresh, local seafood. So that's really the focus of our platform. And down the road, we'll look at a print version. But right now, we're online at this point and sharing lots of great info from Margaret.
So if someone goes to the site and checks your site out, they're going to see what? What will they find there?
You'll find, so if you go to the main site, we have there's a link for recipes that some of them are some secret recipes that Margaret used to make at the restaurant. We have a YouTube video series where she does everything from filleting to cooking to going out with stone crabbers or fishermen.
Wow.
Source to kind of a catch to cook. And we have a blog. She likes to share some knowledge and information about seafood in general, especially when it comes to sustainability. So I can let her talk more about the fish. I'm more of the marketing PR side of this platform, but she's here with me to answer any of the seafood specific questions.
All right, cool. Pam, have you got any questions?
Yeah, I have one. I don't know if you can answer it, but what's your favorite recipe for redfish?
Redfish. Okay, there's a couple different ways I like to cook it, but one of my best and most favorite ways to cook it is you basically do it on the grill. You don't scale it. And what I'll do is I'll just cook it open, spice it up real good, and then put it on the grill, skin side down, and then cook it that way for a little bit.
On the half shell?
I prefer to use a wood or charcoal if you
Okay.
have that option. Okay, and then if it's got a lid, put a lid over it, and just get it to first get it to a nice hot temperature on the grill. Let's just back up one. You want to get your grill great, nice and clean, at a good hot temperature. Oil it up, spice your fish up. Don't scale it. Put it down there on the grill, and then put your lid on, and then let it cook until you can tell it's done. It depending on the thickness of the fish, obviously. Nice opaque, flaky texture when it's finished. And so that's one of my favorite ways to do it. Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll skin it and do it blackened in a cast iron skillet, the old way. Can't go wrong with cast
My
iron.
mouth is watering.
Yeah, I know. And unfortunately, over here on the East Coast, or the West Coast rather, where we're at in St. Pete, the redfish has been off season for quite a while. I can't even remember the last time I was able to actually keep a redfish. So if you guys can do that over there, you're very fortunate.
Well,
I'm across the bay from you. I'm in Tampa. I just came back in from Steinhitchie, or Steinhitchie. I never pronounced that right. But yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I know up in New Orleans they can, like that area, Louisiana, they can catch it and keep it and cook it. But
yeah, no, of course, right outside of Tampa Bay, if you just go up the Crystal River, I guess the fish don't swim much, but they say you can keep redfish up there, obviously within the limits of the size and the length and all that. But down here, because of the red tide, it's probably going to be off limits as well as snook and trout and various other species for quite some time.
Yeah, it's just the three, and they're off until they make a decision again in May. But hey, groupers open till the end of the month, and there's nothing wrong with a little bit of snapper. Mango snappers have been great this year.
So, the bite's been on for them, and I think the hog snapper was running recently. I don't know if the cold weather's moved them out, but that's all good too.
And we actually just went live yesterday on social media with a snapper fillet demo, American red snapper. We do fillet demos every now and then, so we can teach people how to fillet different types of fish. And yesterday's video was all about American red snapper. So we're gonna be cooking that tonight, I'm sure.
Ooh, you guys. My mouth is watering away here. I wanted to ask you, when you're filleting fish, what kind of knife do you use? Do you use a knife that is really, really thin, or do you use just like a regular thickness knife?
No, actually, the one I like is a Wusthof. It's a curved skinning knife.
Mm-hmm.
It's on our directory. If you go to our fishmongerapproved.com webpage, and you'll see under directories, I've listed the preferred knife, and this is a knife that actually I was taught to use by an old fishmonger way back a long time ago. And once you get to learn how to use this knife, you get a better yield. Those long, straight, skinny knives, I just don't understand. I guess everybody's got their preference, but this one I've used for many years, and I get a good yield. You can pull the cheeks out of fish with it, and the beauty of it is you can go in two different directions, and so you get to go around the curves of the fish. And the fish, obviously,
Oh,
it's
wow.
not a perfectly flat object.
I have to go look at that. Was it blades on both sides of the knife?
Check it out. It's I believe it's an 8-inch blade.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at me. This is your
area. The ones, I've got 3 of them, and I've sharpened them so much I'm due for a new one. They lose.
So,
I see a Christmas gift or a stocking stuffer.
Let's start it out at 8.
I'll have to go check that out. So I'm curious now, with the name that you came up with, Fishmonger. Of course, everybody knows what fish is. What do you mean by monger? When somebody says I'm a fishmonger, what is that?
Okay, a fishmonger is an old term. It's actually a very old term that was used for the street vendors back. Let's just say it started, and this is my understanding, back in New York City when they would sell fish on the street.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have them out of, they were selling them out of their carts, and the people that were actually purveying and selling the fish, cutting it and setting it up, and the wrappers in the newspaper, they were called the fishmonger. So that's just an old term used for somebody that purveys and sells sources fish.
It's also been, from my understanding too, it's been used in Europe and Asia
to a butcher.
too.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of a butcher, it's more. I mean, calling us a fish butcher would sound horrible.
Yeah, no, butcher is more toward meat. You think of meat, so fishmonger is ideal.
Wow.
Yeah, and the name of the company, Margaret. So I don't know how much of the history, but Margaret used to run a bait and tackle out in St. Petersburg, Florida. And you may know because you're out in Tampa, but she used to own the Maximo Seafood Shack out in the Maximo Marina in St. Pete. And it was an old bait and tackle. She turned in one recipe by one recipe into a restaurant that became very popular. In St. Pete, as in Tampa, there's so much modernization going on, and they actually redid the whole marina. And when they did, they got rid of old Florida, including her restaurant. There was a huge petition. Tens of thousands of people signed this petition, but big money won. And a new big restaurant went in. We won't mention names, but a new big restaurant went in and didn't last very long because they were so used to her, fresh local seafood. And this was a company that all you saw all the time were Cisco and U.S. food trucks outside. So, but she went back to corporate after the shack closed, and I was tired of hearing her bitch about, am I allowed to say that on the radio? Complain about how she hated her jobs kind of up and down. So I said, look, we're creating an online magazine. It's called Fishmonger Approved, because every time we go out to eat seafood, I feel like I'm waiting for your approval when it comes to good seafood. So that's where the name of the brand came from, and kind of went with it.
Wow. It's very interesting. It's nice that we have people who take the time. Now, from what I understand, you mentioned earlier you do YouTube videos. Are they how-to videos, how to do this and how to do that?
Yeah, most of them are how-to. We have how to fillet, we have how to cook. She's done a few how to smoke. She's gotten into smoking fish.
Well, one of them in particular is blue crab. I went out with a friend of mine who's a blue crabber, and we not only go through the whole process, but then the proper way to actually prepare a blue crab before you cook it, and then the cooking process in itself.
Yeah, and she did that too with stone crab recently, where she went out with the same crabber, and they taught about how to properly, take the stone crab, remove the claw without hurting the crab itself, and how to properly prepare it in order for the guy to sell it to the fish market. So that was actually the most popular video I think so far. is that stone crab video we did.
Wow. So for those of you who don't know about a particular subject, you can always go to the website and see if it's there. If it's not, send them an email. Maybe they'll consider it. They are a digital site, so they're every week, just about every week, I have Robert Warner on with me, and he has a digital magazine, and it is subscriber supported kind of thing. It's the people who are subscribed send in their stories to share with him. And the advantage of having a digital outlet like this is that it can be instantaneously changed and updated very quickly. That's great. That's really, if you're looking for the latest and the greatest, having a digital platform like this. The other advantage is with regard to comparing it to like a printed platform. You have the options of having very high definition pictures on there, videos on there, just a completely different kind of platform that is far more flexible than a printed platform. And I think it's great. And how often do you guys update your information?
We're adding content, I would say, every couple of days. It might be we're adding a new recipe or we're adding a new video. So there's always fresh content on there. The advantage really too about the digital space is that it can be shared a lot easier. We are looking to eventually roll out a print magazine because we want to reach those people that aren't online as much. But the beauty of the online is being able to do YouTube videos and really how-to videos, and to be able to share it more, and potentially reach a larger audience, which of course, we're funded a lot by sponsors. Like that's usually what we go after as marketing sponsors and partners. So they like to see that the reach is far, and it's easier for us to market to them as well.
Wow. You got any questions there, Miss Pam?
I'm fascinated by it. When the show's over, I'm definitely going to check out the site. You two ladies are incredible.
It's pretty cool.
And one thing we did just roll out a new program. It's a Fishmonger approved restaurant evaluation. Basically what that is if any restaurant feels that they are an amazing place to taste fresh seafood in Florida, they can go online. There's a form they fill out. There's a combination of some questions about where the fish is sourced and the quality of their food, and then we combine that with a tasting of the seafood. And then once they are qualified, they get a free listing on our directory as a Fishmonger approved restaurant in Florida. So we're just trying to get the word out there about that as well. There's a link to it on our homepage. You'll see a black banner ad that says, "Is your restaurant are you interested in becoming Fishmonger approved?" If you click on that, it'll take you to that form. So restaurants out there listening, we'd love to feature you. Only have to have 3 seafood dishes or more on your menu in order to qualify.
That's cool. I like that. More information and a better decision because you have more knowledge about what's going on. It's pretty cool. So you guys will you evaluate the restaurant? The ABC restaurant comes and says, "I want to be on your list." Do you go out there and eat their food or what?
We do. So in the Gulf Coast of Florida, we will go out. We're looking to partner with a couple of seafood experts on other parts of Florida that can go out and do the tasting. I'm welcome to send you to delicious restaurants too if you want to go.
Oh, cool.
we evaluate, on quality, freshness, taste, presentation, where it's sourced. There's a lot of different things we think about, and as long as they're, meeting kind of 75% of our requirement, they'll get listed as a free directory. It's a way to market our good restaurants. I think Margaret and I get tired of going to seafood restaurants that are sourcing from China and other places, and we really want to highlight those restaurants sourcing local, providing fresh fish, and the best we call it the best in class. It's the best in class seafood.
Well,
I'm trying to think of the little restaurant that's over in Tampa, up by the spa area, and it's owned by a gentleman. It's a house that was converted into a little restaurant. If I think of it, I'll send it to you. That is an excellent little restaurant.
Yeah, we definitely want to fill that directory up. So we've added a few. I was just in Fort Lauderdale last week with Victoria from Fish Florida Association, and I was able to sample a couple of places out there that were, the Beach House was one of them, and then the Rusty Anchor, which was amazing. It's kind of a little tucked away place in the I can never pronounce it, Pompano Beach area.
Yeah. Yep.
Right on the canal. It's a beautiful little tucked away hidden spot. You would never know it's there. I had a whole fish. It was a snapper, a fried snapper. It was incredible. It had like a Thai sauce on, like a chili sauce on top, and so good.
Wow.
Margaret,
I think they cook your own catch too. There's a few restaurants down there that still do that. Did you go to Capt?
No, I didn't. I was only there for a couple of days, and I was eating too much as is. I'm trying to get back my girlish figure, so this doesn't really work in my benefit.
Well, it's supposed to fish is supposed to be, what is it, high protein, low calorie kind of thing.
Right? That's not the problem. It's the sides and the restaurants. They'll be like, oh yeah, we'll throw in a dessert for you to taste. I'm like, oh Lord.
Well, if you've got one that you're gonna check out in Pam's neighborhood, take Pam with you. I know she'd enjoy it.
I will. I'll give you the dessert, Pam.
There you go.
There you go.
Well,
I look like a dessert.
Ladies, I want to thank you for taking the time to call in. It's Rachel and Margaret, and they have www.fishmongerapproved.com. Go there. I think you'll be impressed with their website. I think you'll be impressed with the information that they have. Really trying just to help other people. That's the kind of stuff I love. Pulling on my heartstrings here. Anyway, thank you again. Wish you an awesome day. Let me give Pam an opportunity to say goodbye to you, and then we'll go to break.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
I think you guys are amazing. Can't wait to meet you. Take care of yourself.
Likewise, Pam. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
From the author of Silent Steps and Haunted, Finding an Explanation for the Unknown, comes a story so chilling it will haunt you for years to come. Krista is a young woman escaping her past, running away from her family, her traumas, and her God, hoping to find a new life in a different town. But when she is forced to make a horrible choice, she comes to realize malevolent entities have controlled the true darkness she has been a part of. That is when her real terror begins. Penitence is disturbing and evocative. It will tear down the walls between what is real and what is nightmare. Penitence is the new novel by the man called the new master of speculative fiction, Ira Robinson. Find it and all of his books at his website, originalworlds.com.
Do you own a laser printer, copier, or a fax? Well then, listen close to this announcement. Laser Technologies has been providing high-quality, frustration-free toner cartridges that are guaranteed not to harm your equipment for over 20 years. Laser Technologies will save you on your supplies with high quality and fast delivery. Savings up to 50%. Laser Technologies supplies toner, imaging drums, developer and cartridges for most of the major brands. For a price quote, send an email to service@laser-technologies.com. Include your printer make and model for your part number. Call us at 561-792-9600. That's 561-792-9600. Laser Technologies, providing 100% of the quality at a fraction of the price. 561-792-9600.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today. 561-793-9992. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, where your pet gets celebrity treatment.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
Dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off at school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida when the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, we are back. It is the Fish Florida Show. Truly an honor and a privilege to have you tune in and listen and allow us to share with you. A very interesting show this morning from someone who met a stranger and donated his kidney to help save this man's life to some young people who are really... it was pretty awesome, the idea that they came up with, calling themselves the fisherman. I wasn't familiar with the term monger, and Pam kind of straightened me out on that deal. But I think it's a pretty cool idea. What do you think, Pam?
Oh, I think it's really neat. I can't wait to meet them. I'm going to go check out the site when we get off the phone.
Yeah.
That and Victoria's site are probably the two coolest sites that I've heard about in a long time.
Well, I have another very interesting guest, and that is, we call him the Croppy Psychic, and he has that name for a specific reason, and it's almost like he has this psychic power to find the fish that we call the crappies, and he's going to tell us a little bit about that. Good morning, Captain Clyde. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
Good morning, Riscala and Pam. Hope you guys are doing well.
Yep, I'm trying to stay warm. Was fishing in tornadoes almost, it seemed like, last night or yesterday. Today's a lot better.
Oh,
I hear you.
I could see her in a kayak in a tornado doing the Wizard of Oz thing, getting caught up inside the tornado, sucked way up there, and then landing in the land of Oz. We don't want you to do that, Pam. Oh, Lord. So
that's funny. We call her Zella Oz, so that's pretty funny.
All right, Captain Clyde, how is the weather and how is the fishing?
The weather is beautiful right now. I'm actually sitting out on my patio. It's about 60 degrees, partly cloudy skies.
Ooh.
It would be a really good morning to go fish for crappie. We, as you guys know, we got a front that's getting ready to come through. So that's the better times to go here, and pretty much throughout the country is right before a cold front in the wintertime and in the fall and even in the spring on those late cold fronts, because right before that front hits, that pressure is going to be dropping. The barometric pressure is extremely important to crappie fishermen. It affects crappie like no other fish.
Really?
And, oh yeah, barometric pressure makes them feed. The same thing for deer hunters, and actually for cows. And in my seminars across the country, I tell people if you don't have Siri at hand to ask what the barometric pressure is, just look at the cows. If the cows are all up walking around feeding, that means your barometric pressure is either dropping real hard or rising real hard. So when that barometric pressure moves, either way, the cows, the deer, it affects them, and it affects the crappie in a major way.
Well, Pam has said to me many times in her experience how she can see that the pressure, the barometric pressure, makes a difference in salt water. So it doesn't surprise me that you're saying that. I'm just kind of intrigued that you say that with this particular species of fish, that it affects them more than other species. I figured it would be about the same all the way around.
Well, here in Louisiana, and saltwater fishing is huge here in Louisiana. I have a lot of captains I sponsor. The barometric pressure does affect them, but if I'd have to say on a scale from 1 to 10, with crappie would be a 10. With all the saltwater species would be maybe a 4 or 5.
Uh-oh.
Here in Louisiana, as long as you get tide movement, either the tide's coming up or the tide is dropping, you're gonna get speckled trout bite, sea trout, and bull reds, redfish, flounder. You're gonna be able to sheep's head. You're gonna be able to catch a lot of saltwater fish. That's why it's such a big industry here, and you got so many captains that do it for a living, because it's very seldom will they go out and not be able to catch anything. Whereas crappie fishing,
that's a different story.
If you don't have the right weather, the right barometric pressure, along with the right moon phase, you can go out and catch 3 or 4 fish. Now, you don't want people paying you, $225 to $275 per person to go out and catch 1 or 2 fish.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't have a ton of crappie guides here, except for in places like Toledo Bend, Lake Darbone, other big lakes, Lake Grenada up in Mississippi, because it's a little different. That's a different type of fishing than it is here in southern Louisiana.
Well, you mentioned Lake Grenada. I had a guest on earlier who is really a hunter, but he's been picking up fishing, and he wants to go fishing in Lake Grenada, and I told him, I hope he's still listening, to listen in, because you were the psychic when it came to crappie. He wanted to go crappie fishing, so I hope he's still listening. I know you can give him a lot of advice.
Yeah, Lake Grenada's probably the number one. It's not probably. It is the number one crappie fishing lake in the country for like the last 5 years running.
Wow.
If you want to catch some huge crappie,
yeah, he was saying
a lot of them.
Yeah, he was saying that there's some big fish up there.
Yes, very. It's not uncommon to catch 3-pounders in Lake Grenada. That's pretty much unheard of here in South Louisiana. You catch a 2-pounder here where I'm at, and it's like, whoa, that's a monster. So Lake Grenada is where it's at. I believe it or not, I've never fished there, and it's a great place to go. There's quite a few crappie guides that fish Lake Grenada. A lot of tournaments held there. So it is a very good place to go crappie fishing.
Where in Louisiana is Lake Grenada?
Actually, it's in Mississippi. It's up there around Jackson, Mississippi, not far from Jackson.
You'd have a hard time finding it.
I would have been really lost trying to find it.
Yeah, you'd have a hard time finding it in Louisiana.
Yeah, but a lot of Louisiana fishermen go there because it's so good. There's a lot of Louisiana fishermen travel to Texas and Mississippi a lot to crappie fish, because it just offers that opportunity to catch really big crappie.
So you kind of mentioned casually there, and I had said earlier, you're teaching this stuff, right? I recall you said something about going to a university or something like that. Yes,
last year Croppy University hired me, and what that is that's it's a program that was put together, and what they do is they approach colleges across the country, and they put on a 1-day teaching. Like normally it's on a Saturday, and people can look them up, Croppy University, see where their schedule is going to be, what colleges they're going to be at, and they hire 3 pros to teach, and it's an all day. Like my course is 2.5 hours long, and I taught at ULL last year, the Raging Cajuns in Lafayette, Louisiana, and like I said, they get 3 pros. It's somewhere around $90 a person, and they feed them lunch. And it's a pretty good teaching, and the people that I talk to that went, they enjoy it. They go every year, where wherever it's at, they try to make it, and they come with just like students. They come with a paper and pen and take down notes and ask a lot of questions, and it's a good time for everyone, and you learn a lot. They got people that teach electronics there, which I'm going to eventually have to get into, because it is the hottest and newest thing, and it does improve your crappie fishing. I don't do it now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still old-fashioned, but yeah, that's an interesting thing. And I teach in seminars too, Riscala, across the country, all the big shows I'm going to. Like in January, our first show is going to be in Northern Illinois by Graves Lake. And I'm teaching, I think, every day of that show. It's like a 4-day show.
Wow.
So I'll be doing a seminar every day.
Well, God bless you. I appreciate stuff like that, because that just helps everybody in society lift the what am I trying to say? The I can't think of the right word. It helps us all become better people. I can't think of the right word. Character. It lifts the character of our society, and everybody, helps become a better place for everybody. That's great. I was really impressed and I'm only laughing because I've never heard of anything like that before. But I was truly impressed that they came to you and said, will you teach these kids how to do this? This is, when in my life I've never heard of anything. Have you ever heard anything like that, Pam? That's a school hiring somebody to teach the kids how to fish?
There's a lot of the universities around that have their own bass teams and stuff like that.
Really?
And they have strong clubs, and they do bring people into their clubs to teach.
Wow.
I know I've done seminars for the University of South Florida.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me put something out there, Riscala, so you don't misunderstand. In the 75 to 80 people that were in the class when I taught, I don't think anybody was under 25. And
wow.
most of the attendees were in their 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, I had the wrong idea.
A lot of them, a lot of them came as couples, like husband and wife teams. They came, because they enjoyed it and they learned a lot about crappie fishing. So now I'm not saying kids are not welcome, but a lot of kids, I guess, at that time of the year, I mean, it's during the school year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they spend all week there. They don't want to spend their Saturday there, too.
Yeah, I know I would. And so it's mostly middle-aged adults and older. Yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up, because I had this picture in my mind that was kids, that you were teaching kids. Well, we're all kids at heart, But
no doubt.
But I thought I thought you were teaching like the actual students that were there at the college. But never mind the fact that you're still teaching, helping other people. So, bottom line is, people are benefiting, and that's going to benefit everybody. So that's the kind of thing I like to hear about. Anything that you want to share with us that is new? Any new trailers? I think, is that what you call them, trailers?
Yes, we still offer the same colors of our crappie trailers and our trout trailers. One of the reasons is because I don't believe in having, 100 different colors for fish.
Mm-hmm.
In my seminars, I tell everybody, when I was much younger, 20 years ago, you could open my tackle box like you can now with a lot of fishermen, and it looks like a unicorn exploded in their tackle box. Well, I don't believe in that anymore. If you open my tackle box, you might see maybe 2, 3 colors at the most. So, like I teach, here in Louisiana, we're not out fishing on beautiful coral reefs where you have, 100 different exotic colors swimming around.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the swamps and bayous and lakes here in Louisiana, and it's just, I always get amazed at how many different colors, because, colors catch fishermen. You can understand what I'm saying. Okay? I'm all about catching fish, not fishermen. And I know that sounds odd because I am in business, and I know a lot of companies out there that do offer those 75 to 100 colors. They're laughing at me because they're saying you're missing out on the boat. And if you don't believe me, Riscala, next time you're in a huge fishing store, just go to one of those sections where there's a company that offers 75 to 100 colors, and you can watch people. Fishermen will come up, they'll go immediately to their colors that they like and they've tried, which is going to be, a slim amount. It might be 6 to 8 really, really good colors. And then all of a sudden, they'll just keep looking, and a package will catch their eye, and they'll look at their buddy, and it's like, hey, check this out. What do you think about this? And boom, and they'll grab a pack because it attracted them. And I'm not saying they're not going to catch. I'm not saying they're not going to catch any fish on them, because they probably will catch fish on them. But I'm saying it's unnecessary.
Yeah, yeah. And I know at one time you were actually making your trailers. You weren't buying them and then modifying them in some way. You were actually manufacturing. Are you still doing that too?
Yes, we still manufacture all of our trailers, the crappie trailers, the trout trailers, and the mega trailers, and our crappie ammo, which is our version of the power baits, the nibbles that you can buy. So we do manufacture all of that, and it is very tiring. It's a lot of work. Eventually, we will have to outsource. Now, we're introducing a lot of new things in 2020 that will be outsourced, because we just can't keep up. We just can't keep making everything. So we have some baits, some brand new baits coming out. And Pam, I haven't forgotten about you. We're still going to get you some products out to try, because I know you're going to love them. And you know, once we get these products in your hands and you put them to the test, we know we're going to have a customer for life, because it's pretty much the same way with all across the country. When people get their hands on them and they see the difference it makes in their fishing, they're just absolutely amazed.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
I use the little trailers with my grandkids, because I don't want to stick worms on there. So I use the trailers, and they work great. They work really good. All right, my friend, I want to ask you to anything you want to share before we go. We're out of time, getting ready to take a break, so I'll give you a minute to share with us, and then I'll let Pam say goodbye to you, and then we'll go to a break. So thank you, Captain Clyde. Greatly appreciate it. And what else you want to share? Go ahead.
Well, I would like to say one thing. I would like to congratulate my boy Joe Burrow on his Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, my.
As being a Heisman Trophy winner last night. And I would also like to say, for anyone interested, check out our website at thecroppiepsychic.com. And we do have a calendar at the bottom of our page that if you go on that calendar, it will show you every big sporting expo that we're going to be at. So in January, the first one, you'll see Northern Illinois. And, come February, you'll see Columbus, Ohio, Indianapolis, Indiana. March, you'll see Beaumont, Texas, South Carolina. You'll see wherever we're at, for the people that might be interested in not only coming to see us and get some of our products at very good pricing, but to be able to attend one of my seminars.
Great. All right, Pam, your turn.
Yeah, that's exciting. I can't wait to test them out, and thank you for all you do. And those seminars, the nice thing about being at some of the fairs or the things that you're doing is your seminars are free there once they get there, correct?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And we get large turnouts at the seminars.
Wow.
I can imagine.
All right, my friend, wish you an awesome day. Here we go.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What's up, Ricky Dillon here at the largest social media gathering in the world. So the internet is an amazing place, but sometimes it can be a not so great place with online bullying and trolling and stuff. Have you ever seen online bullying before?
Unfortunately, it's kind of common. Online, people can hide behind the internet. Those comment sections can be a little
harsh.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's a good word for it.
I've been called many homophobic names.
I felt embarrassed. I felt humiliated. It made me stop liking myself.
What if I told you there is something that you can use anytime that you see bullying online that calls attention to it in a nice way? Like, hey, that's not nice.
I wish that was the thing.
It's this! So anytime that you see any kind of hate online, go into your phone, go into the symbol section, post this I, and it says that that's bullying. That's not nice. So would you post this if you saw someone bullying someone?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like a lot more mature way to handle the situation.
Find the emoji in your phone, send it to 5 of your friends, and let them know what it means to be a witness.
Go to eyewitnessbullying.org to learn more about the emoji.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped, even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion: air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, we are back. It is the final segment of the show. I am your host, Riscala, an honor and a privilege to have you with us this morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. My co-host, one of the top kayak anglers here in Florida, Pam Worth. Welcome back, Miss Pam.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You've had an interesting show so far.
Yeah, we've had a couple of very interesting guests on. I'm still thinking about Rob Robinson. They call him the BobCat, how he met a stranger, complete stranger, and dedicated part of his life to help save the other man's life. That's just amazing. Really amazing. Very inspiring. All right, so my next guest is the one and only Florida Salty Cowgirl, and she's an amazing young lady. She has had some quite inspiring experiences herself. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning. If it's a little noisy, I apologize. I am on a big boat, and I'm offshore already.
Oh, you lucky girl, you. Well, it's not too much noise coming in the background. Go ahead.
Awesome. I'm hiding out in the wheelhouse here. First of all, I wanted to touch on something we had talked about last week. You asked me about the mahi bite, and I had said that I hadn't seen any in a little bit. And sure enough, the very next day, we start slamming the mahi again. So last week, I think we've taken down 3 real nice ones. I've been eating mahi all week long, and for mid-December, I am just amazed. And they continue to be not very big, 8, 10, 12-pounders, but I mean, how can you beat that? They're all rode up still. I cannot believe that they're still down here in the Keys. The sailfish are going nuts. I did a little reef fish in the middle of the week, and it was the most amazing thing ever. There was bait flying on top of the water, and you could see the sails changing.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing. I mean, just amazing.
Wow.
So the Florida Keys are just popping right now. The wahoo bite's on fire. The sailfish bite's on fire. The bottom fishing has been fantastic. The reef is loaded. The bait's running. I can't say enough good things about the fishing down here right now. And the fact that we're still bringing in mahi is just amazing. Mid-December. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but that size is perfect.
Yeah, for me it is.
I think so too. You know, I hate to say it, but I'm sort of a fish snob when it comes to eating. You know, and if I catch a 30-pound mahi and a 10-pound mahi, I'm going to eat the 10-pound mahi first. I kind of compare it to veal.
Yeah.
But the smaller fish are definitely really, really nice eating. And we caught a sailfish today. It was probably the biggest not today. I'm sorry. This week. This week we caught a sailfish on our boat on a charter. And it was probably one of the biggest sailfish I've ever seen down here. I can't tell you weight or anything because we didn't boat it, but what a blast. I mean, it's just, the fishing down here is just amazing right now, you guys. If we don't get blown off the water, because the winds have been up a bit, we got this week ahead. Does not look beautiful, but we're out here today, and we've been braving it, and it beats you up a little bit, but if you catch the right fish, it's all worth it, you know?
You got it. I got to fish in tornado warnings yesterday for a tournament, so that was
you gotta love it.
Me. Yeah.
This is what you call a committed angler.
I feel a little beat up and a little sore because of the seas, man. They'll get you. They definitely will get you. But if it's all worth it, who cares?
And you know, the one thing that I like that you just said is that you didn't boat it, and probably about 20 years ago, the sailfish population, especially the local population that stays on the East Coast, was next to nothing because everybody did boat them. And then the tournaments changed their rules and basically said if you can do a leader tag and then revive the fish, it's a caught fish. So I totally respect you for throwing those beautiful sails back into the water and not boating them.
Well, I am a big time girl on conservation. I totally believe in following the rules, and I did put a picture up a few weeks back of me boating a smaller sailfish, and there was a very, very viable reason for that. Sometimes it's really, really tough, and I kind of caught a little bit of hell for it, and from the local anglers and such, but once I boated it, there's no way I wasn't going to take a picture with it, So, but
Right.
this last week, since I had caught a little bit of hell for it, I didn't want to boat this fish, and it was it wreaked havoc in our trolling lines. I mean, it was really big, it was really feisty. This thing danced, this thing ran. It was amazing. But we had 5 trolling lines out, and we're not targeting sailfish, but they're hitting the trolling lines,
Wow.
So this particular fish, not only was it hooked really solid, really solid, but it actually got tail wrapped by another line. So we did some very, very quick, careful work at the side of the boat, me and my fellow captain that I work with. And, we did some very, very careful work on the side of the boat, let the passengers take great pictures, and we revived that thing carefully. We did not set it free till we knew it was going to swim away. And when I watch them swim away, I'm always so happy. I mean, the last thing I want to do is kill something so beautiful, because those things are just
They are amazing
magnificent.
fish. Yeah.
But, sometimes you do have to boat them. I know that I only use circle hooks when I'm going for sail, but I have, like you, hooked a sailfish when I was going for a kingfish, and the hook got down the gullet, and it took a while. We did have to boat it for a second to get leverage to get that hook back, and then spent probably 15 minutes just trolling it next to the boat to revive it, to let it go
That's
again. So
exactly
there are
what we
times,
do.
you're right.
Yeah,
there are
that's
times
exactly
that you
what
do
we
have
do.
to boat it.
This big one, we probably trolled it for 20 minutes until I knew it had water and oxygen going through its gills. It was starting to kick some more, and I didn't let it go until I knew it was going to be revived and go, because they're very, very delicate. I mean, just putting your hands on them is really amazing, and nobody would really understand how soft and delicate they are. And even their sail, I always thought their sails would be very, very stiff and hard, Their sail is just like a membrane. It's so beautiful and so soft and delicate. So you really, really want to be careful with them. And I'm very happy to say that everyone that I've caught has swam away looking healthy. So that makes me happy.
Yay.
I want to let it go to get bigger and let somebody else catch it,
There you go.
I mean, it's so much fun. But yes, there are extenuating circumstances that people don't realize. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do to keep that fish alive and get it back in the water. And when it's tangled in your trolling lines and it's got a hook in the wrong place, and you just never know. It's fishing, So you do what you can do. But yeah, if I'm going to boat it, sorry, I'm going to take a picture.
So I want to change up the subject real quickly because we're running out of time. Are you still making lures?
Absolutely. In fact, the lures are really, really hot right now. I'm using the 5-ounce lead heads. They're powder coated with different colors, and I've been going with all of Mr. Camarano, who was my dear friend, family.
Yep.
He was very, very dear to my heart. But yes, I'm doing all of the JCam designs. I'm doing all of the Florida Salty Cowgirl designs. I'm doing them under the Florida Salty Cowgirl name. And yes, I've got production back up. So anybody who is needing trolling skirts or Wahoo trolling rigs, they're getting made, sitting up at night, wrapping lures all night. So
how do they find them, Angelia? How do they get a hold of them?
You can find my website should be back at any day. I'm so excited. Completely revamped, and it should be fantastic. FloridaSaltyCowgirl.com should be back up and going here in a few days. You can always find me on any kind of social media at Florida Salty Cowgirl, Instagram, Facebook. And you can also reach me on my phone anytime at 813-610-0606. 888-888-0078. And the winter charters are booking up. So anybody who wants to get down here and go fishing with me, please give me a call.
Yeah, if you want to get a hold of somebody who knows what they're doing when they're out there on the water, this young lady doesn't have that experience. So much so that people hired her to go take care of a yacht, I would call it, like a mini ocean liner for them up in Alaska, you know. So she has the experience and she has the reputation. If you want somebody that's going to treat you right, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Today I'm on a 60-foot headboat and I've got 28 passengers. So
my goodness,
we should have a really good time today.
Wow.
Well, everything makes me happy.
I wish you an awesome day. You're an awesome person. God bless you. I'll let Pam say goodbye and we'll sign off.
Thank you
Take
so
care,
much.
my friend.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you, Pam. You got it,
All right,
babe.
girl. Bye-bye.
God bless.
Bye now.